Hello and welcome back to another evening in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and I have to record one more video before taking my weekend trip. I'm going to be out of town Thursday through Monday, so I need to get my videos all lined up so that you guys have something to watch while I am away. There should still be a daily video if I time things right, and I've got one more to do, and I leave first thing in the morning, so you get nighttime recording CGB. Brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com. Please remember to check them out, and thanks for sponsoring the channel. What are we playing? We're playing Grixis. A little bit of Grixis control this fine evening. This list is... It's just a splattering of all kinds of different removal spells and answers to various things. We've got everything from Legion's End to Bedeck Bedevil to actual Bedevil. I meant Bedazzle. That's Bedevil. 4 copies of Narset. God Eternal Kefnet, Nicol Bolas, other Nicol Bolas, Enter the God Eternals, 3 Rituals of Soot, and 3 Vraska's Contempt. These are a bit of a nod towards the Kethis Hidden Hand deck that's been popping up, and you've got to get Kethis off the board, you have to exile it if possible, you have to get the Diligent Excavators dead, Narset to slow it down a bit by taking away those draw steps, and some Thought Erasures to hopefully keep them from doing their full combo-y nonsense. It's also a bit of a prison deck against Scapeshift. You have some pretty good plays. You can Narset to keep their Hydroid Crassus from being amazing, and then if you start using Nicol Bolas pretty early, they can run out of resources, and if they don't get to make a bunch of zombies, they have to start exiling their lands, which hurts them really badly. Against good old Mono Red and Vampires, hopefully the removal shows up early and you hold them down. So I'm going to run this in best of 1 on the Mythic Ladder, see if we get smoked or not. Regardless, probably going to play 3 or 4 games before calling it for the evening so that I can be up and on my way tomorrow. And yeah, enjoy the video. Let's go. We have an opponent. They're currently hanging out in the top 1,000. We're going to try to dethrone them. I don't like keeping hands like this on the draw. The all-tap lands, we could be dead, especially in best of 1, before anything happens. Now that is not what I would call better. We're going to have 2 draw steps to hit a land, though, and then Discovery is online. I think the bottom can be a Narset because we have too many card advantage cards here, and we don't want to play a Narset 2 turns in a row. So we're going to give the 1-lander a try. I think this is an example, a good example of situations when you try your 1-lander. We get 2 top decks to try to get there, and if we don't hit, it's on to the next game. We were not meant to succeed. It also helps a lot that our land is one of those that would help other lands enter the battlefield untapped. All right. Here's the Thought Erasure. Let's do it. Get him. I'm guessing Feather, and there is exactly 1 Feather in the hand, so that's about as ideal as it gets. I don't want another Thought Erasure. I just want to hit land drops all the way. There's nothing here I particularly want to hit with a Thought Erasure. All right, did you draw a creature? Yes, and you drew a good one. That is really unlucky for us. Now we're digging for land. If we can set up 2 lands in a row, though, this Vraska's Contempt might save us, but we'll still be taking a Goblin beating. And this has not gone well. This has been about as unideal of a setup as we could have possibly expected, but it's not quite over. The opponent can use these Defiant Strikes, get some sweet top decks, beat the crap out of us this turn. And they're debating whether or not to use another Defiant Strike, I'm guessing. If they find a God's Willing for the Vraska's Contempt, this is going to spiral dramatically. Yep, 2 more cards to look at. Are they good? Temple of Triumph, scry to the top or the bottom? The bottom, okay. It's possible they have not found more threats, but considering that they'll have all these creatures and that we still need to get lucky, this is a really bad place to live. That's really bad. All right. I guess we'll try this, but this is why you can't count your Discovery dispersals as lands. You still need actual land, and wow. Okay. I guess there's still a chance we draw a Ritual of Soot in the next 2 draw steps, and we're not completely dead, but we're taking 2 from Shock. And we're taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, we're down to 1 potentially. And this was a case of just losing to a Legion War boss. Alright. Do you have 2 shocks by any chance? Just put me out of my misery? Not yet. We need better than that. Well, we found the land. Far too late, though. Not a lot to say. Perhaps some of you out there have had games that look like that. Suck it up and get on to the next one. Wow, I cannot be fed a decent hand to save my life so far. That is the best hand I've had. The question is, how good is Bolas? But I think we have to keep something resembling a curve, so I've got to put probably the better Bolas away. Thought Erasure, try to find something to do on turn 3. Get the dragons online. See where it goes from there. The opponent mulliganed with us, but they're on the draw. They have a little bit more room for error than we do. Thought Erasure. We see Leafkin Druids and Hydroid Crassus. Let's take the card advantage machine that is Hydroid Crassus. Wow. Do I keep this? The thing is, if I draw one more land, it's a great draw. If I never draw that land, or if I just don't draw it on time, very bad things could happen. Against a ramp deck? That's a tough one. I think I have to bin it, though. You just don't want to be too Bolas flooded. I don't know, what would you do? Feel free to leave me a comment. Here is the Dryad, and yeah, we would have drawn the 5th land, easy peasy. A 3rd round Catacomb rolling right off the top of the deck. The opponent just says go. Is that a Frilled Mystic? Seems like a Frilled Mystic. I guess if our opponent's going to play one, we need to get it out of their hand. Or we could just upkeep, blow up this Druid and see what the opponent does. Or we could just let it be. Let's see. Yeah, let's see what our opponent does. If they play a Nissa, we have a Contempt here. Into a Nicole Bolas. And they're just not making a move. If they want a staring match, I can have a staring match. I'm the control deck. I am fine with buying more time to get set up, although the Frilled Mystic is pretty obvious. Okay. If I discover, send this back to hand, and make the opponent discard, is that a good play? Seems like it could be used on something later. And the discard is pretty obvious. It would be Entrancing Melody. But I think it's fine. I mean, we can wait for a Thought Erasure to attack the hand and then make a play. So, would you like to do anything else? Fine with me. Another Contempt. Let's see about... I meant to cast Discovery. Why did it do that? That was just a weird moment, wasn't it? That was a really weird moment. I meant to cast Discovery. Alright. The deck betrayed me a little bit. No, keeping on top. And big old Hydroid Crassus. No, that will let Bolas come down. And if the opponent has a Nissa, of course, we're in huge trouble. But I really got screwed by that dispersal. That was unfortunate. And it had a tremendous impact on the game. Little misclick can go a long ways. Well, I guess they're having a big think about this. If they have a Nissa, though, I'm pretty much out of the game. Jesus. Drew 3 Hydroid Crassus in your top 18 cards. That's good. I can't do much about that, can I? And another Scry to the top, wow. Things going the opponent's way 100%. Let's see if we can start turning it around. At least we get to take up our Bolas. Bolas isn't dead yet. But mass manipulation, we're probably going to feel that when it comes around. Ooh, a Narset. That might not be the worst. And an island is given up. So let's play you. All you have available is 1 green, so why is it holding priority? Is the opponent trying to set me up? Do they run Veil of Summer in their main deck? It's possible. This ritual soot can clear the board. Contempt can also take out the key threat. Legion's End can make sure that there isn't another Hydroid Crassus in the hand, but that would be the 4th one. My biggest concern about what's going to come out of the hand is Nissa. I guess I have Contempt to deal. But is it better to play Bolas in that case? I still have to kill the Hydroid Crassus itself. I guess Ritual Soot's the best thing to do, and it still plays around Veil of Summer if that's what the opponent is in fact main decking here, that's holding priority. Okay. Not sure what's going on. Risen Reef, sure. Would have played a Nissa first if you had it, right? So if the opponent's bricking on Nissas, but they drew a million Hydroid Crassus, I guess I shouldn't complain. Alright, they get to do Leafkin nonsense. Must be nice. So I'm trying to be wary of this Ravager because of Entrancing Melody. We may not even want to play it until we have enough mana to play it and flip it. In the tank. Cloudkin Seer, okay. So there's much more of a elemental vibe going, even though you don't get the Narset. Narset stops this particular card draw. Alright, let's start here, shall we? That's interesting, we could throw away our Bolas to Narset the opponent, but I don't think that's the play. Well, what's it gonna be? You have cards in your hand you could get rid of. You have creatures on the board. You have plenty of land. Alright, what does Narset find us? Another Ritual Soot. This is why there's so many in the deck. It's pretty great. Pretty great in current meta. And we have Contempt available. Our opponent still might have a Frilled Mystic, or they might have just been playing that game with us. And if that's the case, that's fine too. Like I said, as the control deck, I'm okay with taking my time. I still am a little frazzled by the dispersal that just kind of decided to cast itself. Alright, the elves are coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The opponent could activate the druid if they wanted. At end step, I should probably try to exile something. Keeping the board clear is a full-time job right now. Now, what would Contempt be better against in this deck than Bedevil is? Not much. Destroy and Exile are pretty similar. I guess Cameo is the only real risk of getting something out of the yard. So, let's fire away. See if we can get the opponent to play a Frilled Mystic. Veil of Summer, they did run it. Okay, and they don't get a draw because we used it on our turn, and the Narset shut it down. How about that? So, do we use our Bolas like a Narset? Seems pretty good. It's a good activation, that's for sure. Let's go for it. Well, well, well. I think we just keep these coming. Your turn. Again, don't want to put this down and have it run into the Entrancing Melody. We only need 2 more lands, and then we can play it and activate it the same turn if we need to. Mass Manipulation. Well, I don't want the opponent to get the pleasure of activating our Bolas, so we have to say goodbye to Bolas. Bye, buddy. Important to play it while we still control it before the opponent gets a window to activate. Okay, a second one. That's okay. Let's see, I can play this, make the opponent discard, then they cast the Entrancing Melody to steal my Nicol Bolas. Then I play my backup Bolas. It's not the worst. I still get 2 for 1, but I'm sitting on 2 removal spells. Alright, here we go. Oh, the Melody. Is it another Mass Manipulation? What do you think is the card they're hanging on to? It would be funny if that Frilled Mystic was still there after all this time. But they're never going to let me untap with this Nicol Bolas. Never gonna get it. Oh my god. Hydroid Crassus number 4. Good for you. Hold on to the Contempt. I still don't know what exile is better than, but I may as well exile the Hydroid Crassus. Because that's something I won't be getting back with my Nicol Bolas the Ravager anytime soon. Alright, we want to take out the Narset so we can comfortably draw 2 with our flipped Bolas. What else could we get back? We could get back a Dragon God, but Mass Manipulation's a serious threat. A very serious threat. And we don't want our opponent to steal 2 Planeswalkers from us. Not until we've had a chance to Thought Erasure them. And pulling a Thought Erasure would be excellent right here. We missed. Let's make the opponent deal with this Bolas, though. Like I said, if they're a Mass Manipulator, we don't want to give them multiple power cards. And we have a Bedevil to deal with our own Bolas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we are at Nicol Bolas and flip. Nissa who shakes the freaking world. Okay. Let's see what you target. Alright, that's not going to be a Mass Manipulation this turn. Let's go ahead and shoot Nissa down before the mana. Well, no, let's wait till we're in the attack step. The opponent could still float the mana and use it if they wanted to. Although right here, they're going to have 8 total mana available. It's also possible we could just kill the forest and then take out the Nissa with a Planeswalker. But Bolas can kind of stump the forest. It's an interesting spot. I think we'll let the opponent enter the attack step, then shoot down the Nissa. Prison Reef, sure. What else? Leafkin Druid. Okay, I could shoot this down, then untap, take out Nissa with one of my Bolases, and this prevents the opponent from picking up one more card. I think it's worth it. It's not amazing or anything, but I think it's worth it. And that is the last Leafkin Druid.
My retribution will be swift.
Indeed. So we can kill the Nissa, right? 10 damage to a Planeswalker. We can make the opponent discard another card, and we can play out the God Eternal Kefnet. That is playing hard into a Mass Manipulation. It would be nice if I could get the last card out of their hand. Is there a way to do it? I don't see it. I could draw 4 just by playing 2 Nicol Bolas and try to stabilize that way. I could also use Nissa's ability to make a 3/3. That's kind of whack. It's a really complicated turn. I hope you guys don't mind. I think a little bit. feel like it's all about cards. All right, take out Nissa. Other Bolas, and then I'm going to flip this Bolas so I only have one Planeswalker on the board at a time in case of that mass manipulation. And that might be overly conservative, but I feel like it's the right way to be in this situation. Then we'll plus for 2 cards.
I always have an answer.
2 lands is not ideal, but at least we got to put a 3rd land on the bottom. Holy cow. Second Nissa. So the opponent can knock you down to 3. At 3, what can you do? You can still minus to kill the Nissa. Can also plus for 2 cards.
You know who I am?
Or we can play this Bolas and plus for 2 cards. Okay, last card's out. It's Tamio. What are you getting?
The moon looks intriguing.
What are you getting? Hydroid Grixis, huh? Well, that has to be stopped. I can play you and then use the minus to get back another Bolas. That's pretty gross. So watch this.
God, once again.
Where'd it go? Put target creature or planeswalker from a graveyard onto your battlefield under your control. Ta-da. Get that Hydroid Grixis. Oh wait, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work because of the Nars. Ugh. Yeah. I get the treatment for that one, don't I? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Alright. Fine. We'll do it like this then.
I will not stand for such violence.
We took the long way, but we had to make up for it somehow. Opponent's impressed now. All right, come on, buddy. Let's stay alive here. The opponent can definitely attack down this Bolas, but they have to give up a force to do it. Pretty epic game. It's probably going to be my last one all on its own. All right. Pick a drowned catacomb, blow it away. You never know. All right, we do have a swamp to get. Just gonna look around. Still a lot of good stuff to go. Come at me, bro. So if we kill enough islands, our opponent will have trouble casting a top deck mass manipulation. So I think it's totally worth eating this island. It's kind of weird that the island attacked me at all. The opponent's thinking these forests produce more mana, but it only helps if they get their Grixis back, which they still could. All right, so knock you down to 3. Then what? What do we get back? Other Bolas, probably. Just so that we have an endless loop of them. Keeps the opponent having a really tough time.
Cease this aggression.
Witness omnipotence.
Keep the loop. Maintain. Actually, we can get one of these, which can minus. It's a -4, right? Actually, that doesn't do anything then because it just dies immediately. That's too bad. But yep, let's keep a Bolas in front. Now we'll play out the Kefnet. Play this. So if the opponent wants to get this Bolas, not only do we get another one anyway, but they have to go through a pair of 4/4s. And a land off the top. That's pretty tough. And they're going to get in there anyway. I just don't know what you're achieving. That's a tough call, right? You're just throwing away 2 lands. And the opponent says, good game. I think they see the Bolas loop is not going to end. And that's a scoop. Despite my terrible misplays, we're going to pull that one off. Ew. But you got to recover. No matter who you are out there, you're going to make a misplay someday. Are you going to find your way out of it and fix it and look on the bright side? Or are you going to beat yourself up and, you know, tilt scoop, right? So I guess a little something in there to take away. I got the mana screw out of my system. I got the misplay out of my system. Let's see if we can just have a good game. This is a nice hand, and I will give it a shot. We've got an opponent right on the edge of top 1,000. Do we send them back, or do they earn their way in on the back of CGB? Well, we'll put it to the test. Thought erasure. We've got some kind of a Rakdos build. This is a long ways away for a 2-land hand. This card's a pain in the butt. This card, I guess I deal with, right? I can kill it on site with a Bedeck Bedazzle. So this is probably the card that's in range that I have to care about. And we'll keep the land because I'd love to walk right into a Dragon God. Our opponent may not get the same luxury. Let's see if they top deck a Dreadhorde Butcher to keep us on our toes. Nope. Let's go ahead and put a stop there because that Legion War Boss. Don't want the opponent to get a token for free now, do we? Set your stops and your opponent will never get that free token when you were sitting on removal. All right. Dispersal off the top is pretty good. It's definitely Dragon time. Make the opponent drop something off. They can do a Lightning Strike Carnival Carnage here to get Bolas completely dead, but that limits their resources, and when your resources are limited, going straight for my hand, huh? I like that. It's aggressive by the opponent. I can appreciate it, but didn't work out for him. All right. Time for a tough call from the opponent, and flash a Lightning Strike, hide a Lightning Strike. Think we'll get in for that damage. There is definitely haste threats from the opponent, but I don't know if they're big enough to manage the Bolas right now. See if the opponent can make me regret that. Not yet. Ooh. Pretty mean. Alright, the opponent's focusing on Chandra to save the day. And with the top decked land, it could happen, so we're gonna double Bolas. And that is the abrupt scoop. Chandra will not be saving ya. Alright, it's definitely late at night and I'm feeling the exhaustion of a long day, and there's a longer day tomorrow. I've got a 14-hour drive to Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So, I'll be holed up in a hotel room. Get at me on Discord or something if you want to play some Magic. And shout out to sponsor, Cool Stuff Inc. Thank you for sponsoring this video, sponsoring the channel, making a difference in a big way. Please consider checking them out, coolstuffinc.com. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.